Show Lucifer. Hashtag save Lucifer. Yeah. Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage two of the most crazy badass ladies I've ever met. It is Lesley-Ann Brandt and Laura German! Yes, that's good. We're switching it up, and I'll tell you what sponsorship, really. They want to get some pictures of you ladies.
Got it. Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi, traffic's bad. Thank you for making it.
We were here.
Oh yeah, no, we were understanding delayed by traffic.
Oh.
So, how have you enjoyed your time in Christchurch so far?
Very good. I haven't been to Christchurch in, gosh, well over 10 years. It's actually quite crazy seeing all the buildings that are no longer there and buildings that were damaged. Yeah, it's. I was actually in. I was in Los Angeles when the earthquakes happened, so it's nice to see. The city is slowly but surely getting there, and you know, good old Kiwi community, which is awesome. But yeah, no, it's been beautiful. We haven't got to see too much.
It's been lovely. I've walked around all over, actually. Did quite a bit of walking on my day off, and the botanical gardens, and lots of wine. Lots of New Zealand wine, yes.
That's why they have coffee.
It's been a blur, but lovely.
Fantastic. Right, you all know the drill, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a question for either of our lovely ladies, please come down, stand behind the mic. I think I know what your question's going to be.
Don't be shy. Like,
I'm looking forward to this.
Come on down. We'll
and we start with the lady who has the most awesome Christmas sweater I've ever seen.
Wow. What's it say? I don't have my glasses on.
All I want for Christmas is you.
That's awesome. Love it.
So I've got two questions. The first was, how do you reckon Maze met Lucifer?
How do you reckon? I don't have to reckon. There's actual books. There's so you know our show is loosely based off a comic series, yeah. And now, nerds, don't crucify me, okay? My memory's shot. I had a baby. But if I remember Lilith, who's Maze's mother, who's like the mother of all demons, she and Maze had like some issues and a fight, and Maze turned up in hell, and Lucifer was the first person who accepted her with her demon face, and that's kind of how they got together, I think.
Yeah.
But am I right? Do you know the book?
Yeah, I looked up the.
Oh, so you're trying to test
comic? No, it was more. Do they go for the comic, or do you have like because it's real loosely based on the comic,
Well,
so
yeah,
you might have your own sort of headcanon.
No. For me, particularly my character, I always was trying to bring as much of the comic book into the show. So my backstory was her backstory, which the comic books don't really focus on as much, is that little period on Earth where he's in Lux and she's there. So that's where we get creative license to kind of create our own Lucifer world and, you know, put our spin on it. But no, how they became Mazikeen and Lucifer was absolutely how they were in the comics, for sure.
Same for you, or?
How do I think Maze met Lucifer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, fine.
I don't know. I always figured in hell.
Yeah,
you know?
that works.
You know, you put two and two together. You do the math there. But yeah.
The other
logical.
The other one was when they were shopping around for another network. Were you guys worried that you might have to show a bit more skin if you ended up in Stars or HBO?
Ooh, I mean, to end up in HBO would be amazing. I might, flash up Toto. Flash up every day. It's sort of an inside joke with Daniel Portman. He's always talking about Totos. No, it didn't even cross my mind. Honestly, I just thought if we get picked up, great. I didn't think about nudity yet.
I'm not sure we're kind of that show. I think where we would get maybe a little bit more loose is with the gore.
Right, yeah.
The darkness, the
evil.
tone.
Like you might see blood and guts oozing and Maze sort of laughing, going, ha ha ha.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you, if we did get picked up by another network, would you like to see more nudity?
Well, I'm of the opinion with Emilia Clarke that there should be tit for tat, so...
Oh, I'm just saying, I'm getting some strong vibes from your sweater, and...
If you did want to be my present for Christmas, I would totally have you for dinner, but
Done. Done. Agree to agree.
Anyway, thank you.
I'm so sorry. Question?
I am Groot.
Oh, not another one like that.
What? I am Groot.
I am Groot, so...
I am Groot.
We've said we can't answer inappropriate questions, so sorry.
Okay, I like Groot. He's cute. Hi. I'm so
Okay, so hang on.
What just happened?
Lauren needs the job. Yeah, okay. So,
Does anyone
have you
know
seen
what
any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies?
Yes.
And you know how he says, I am Groot, and Rocket Raccoon can understand them, and Thor understands them, and the Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
So she asked you a question as Groot, I am Groot, and then I played it up and said, well, what's the
Well, Liz and Loz don't understand Groot. Let's be honest.
Jeez.
Look, it worked
wake
great
up.
the last panel.
I
That
need
was a
some
prop
coffee.
tune, wasn't it? Or maybe she
Sorry,
should have brought
Nikki,
Rocket with you. Or maybe she just went, Dad? Oh. Right, the feels. Too soon? Too soon. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, my question is, with your characters on Lucifer, how have they made you become a better person over the last 3 years?
Well, I thought I was a better person, but then the entire cast told me I got worse. I asked everybody. I asked about 100 people when we wrapped season 3. They said, nope, German, you're way worse than before we started this show. I just think, working on the show so much, I have to be more responsible than I like to be. So that was one benefit of playing Chloe, Go to bed early, study really hard, go to work, try and make every day as fun and happy as possible. Tom and I went out of our way to keep a really happy set, and of course, when anyone else was there, and I like that. So I just think it was a good learning experience and enriching, and I have a chosen, I call friends who are super close chosen family. We all have a chosen family in our born family, right? So many people on Lucifer are my chosen family. So I just think I've been introduced to so many more lovely people than I ever knew. So I just think that's a gift for me.
Well, I did kind of 2 crazy things on our show. I got married in season 1.
Go Chris. Chris put a ring on it. Is he in the audience, Chris?
Where is he?
Oh, there he is.
It's my husband.
He put a ring on it, guys. Woo!
So I did that in the middle of episode 3, season 1, and then I got pregnant in season 2. And
Chris did that too.
Chris did that too.
Right there, give her a
You
round
are
of
the
applause.
father.
You are a virile man.
And then I had my baby season 3, and I think, this career and this industry can be very selfish at times, and sometimes you need to be, you know, to just like self-care. You need to just think about you, go to bed early, not go out, study, do those responsible things, but then you find you're human, and now it becomes about two people, and then, you know, you create life, and then it becomes about three. And so for me, I think I've become way less selfless in that way, and it really is, I couldn't have done it without the people I work with, honestly, because if it had probably been any other cast, I might not have gotten through those early days of, you know, postpartum, baby, work, kind of thing. But Lauren and Tom and everyone else was always so supportive of both Chris and I, and it always warmed my heart whenever I'd bring Kingston to work, because Lauren, she likes the bubba
love that baby.
And so it was just, it's cute. So amazing to see your friends love on your son, you know, and support you. So I would say I've become less selfless. Yeah.
Thank you.
More selfless, not less selfless.
And I still think Maze would hook up with you. Maze is feeling it.
Hi.
Hello. Again.
Hi.
My question.
Maxine, right?
Yes.
Maxine and Melinda, I remember.
Good. I was just wondering if your personal traits were they were the same as your character traits. Like if you see yourself in your character.
For me, yeah. Like I always feel like you filter a character through yourself, so it's inevitable that maybe some of it might rub off. I would say I'm most similar to Maze in my loyalty and how fiercely protective I am of people that I care about, in all forms. Like, and that's been Lesley-Ann from like the age this high. I remember standing up for my friends in like school if bullies were picking on them, and so in that way, yes. And then the physicality, you know, and probably my sassiness. Like, okay, I am Maze. I'm like,
And for me, I find Chloe might be the most opposite of me, of any, well, maybe not of any character, but, you know, very different from me, but that's great. I love it. I don't want to play characters that are just like me all the time, you know, so I would say very, very different. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Hello again.
That's amazing. I know it's not your turn, but your shirt just, that's... Look, mate, we got a
All right, we're gonna do the answer. We're gonna answer her question like Liz and Loz.
Yes, we will. Sorry.
Hi. I was just wondering what it's been like for you guys both playing characters that are a part of the LGBT community.
The most rewarding time in my career, I think. And you're referring to Shay, right? Wait, okay. Because I've played a few, which is cool, but I talked about this on one of the other panels, and I know you have had a similar experience, but you know, even the chats I've had with you here, private chats, but the things you said to me really touched my heart. I mean, you know, I could get teary-eyed just thinking about it now, but you know, when anyone says that I have helped in any way for them to feel more themselves, feel more authentic, more brave, that's just the most lovely thing I can think of. And even though it's not really me, I mean, I'm not writing the character, so I always try to give credit. I'm like, well, I didn't write it, but you know, it's that kind of fuels what I do, and it's a huge part of it, you know, so it feels amazing, and it's just such a lovely kind of gift of what I do, of what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible honor to affect people with your work, and it's ultimately what you strive for as an artist in any way, is to be truthful and honest, right? And if in doing that you make someone feel more themselves or more in their skin or feel brave or confident, and they're able to be happier in their own lives. Well, my gosh, I couldn't think of anything like that makes me happier, you know, doing what I do for a living. It's one of the things, particularly with this character, it's the first character I've really played that kind of represents the LGBTQ community, and it was one of the things that drew me to her. I think she's bisexual in the books, but I decided to make her pansexual and just be like, she's down for whatever, you know.
I would have liked to have seen a little more of.
Absolutely, me too.
Of the gay aspect of things.
Yes.
I would have liked that.
Yes.
I think probably we would have gone down that road, but for you to maybe fall in love with a girl, get heartbroken, you know.
Yeah, we talked about that when we were on the bus, you know, so you don't, sometimes when we're, you know, working these long days and you're in the machine of what a studio, like TV, filming a studio, you know, series can be, you forget these things, right? And then you come to New Zealand and someone shares an amazing notebook with you that tells you these things, and you go, oh my gosh, you know, this makes it all worth it. Like all of a sudden being tired, like on a set, you know, or complaining about, you know, silly things or whatever, or being upset about silly things, like it doesn't matter because we get to do this, and we get to have an audience receive it and have it affect them. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Les and Loz here. Let's go.
I made this top last night.
You made it?
Amazing.
So my question is, if we, for some miracle, get more seasons, what would you like to discover or explore more about your characters?
Go on, Loz. You have to do it with the accent. Yes.
It's so hard to be sincere.
No, but you have to.
Okay.
Because Kiwis are sincere. Hello.
Okay, don't be a duck.
I'm not being a duck.
Don't you be a duck to me, you duck. You demon duck. Made you laugh.
Yes, you all came to a Lucifer panel.
I'd like... Alright. I'd like for Chloe to maybe loosen up a bit. Maybe go and date somebody. Like, maybe not always be so put together. Maybe like not be so concerned with case of the week.
More Cabernet?
What?
More Cabernet?
Like the wine?
Yeah.
You say it like that?
Yeah, well we do.
Cabernet?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what we do.
Oh, you know, I have to switch out of it though. But I have to switch out of my brilliantly done accent. I'm so sorry. One of my favorite movies, Boy.
Yes, boy.
But he doesn't say car. He goes, oh look, Chardonnay.
I know, but I'm just putting that on, bro.
All right, bro. Don't be a duck.
I'm not being a duck. Anyway, what I would like to have seen from those is to be darker, you know, and torture people.
I'd like her to be more ghee.
What? Ghee? No, that's a butter,
that
darling.
Scottish?
That's a lactose butter that I cook my veggies with for my son. No, it's not that. Gay. Yes, I'd like for her to be more gay. More gay. Kissing, maybe a relationship, fall in love, have a heart broken, kill the person who broke her heart, and all be televised. Yeah.
And I want to say, I'll just, you can translate.
Alright, and I'd like to see Maze in hell doing some torturing that she misses so much.
That's right.
Can I just say, I also love the way you just said it so Kiwi. Seasons. What do you say? Have you got more seasons?
More seasons.
No, but what did you say? No, the way you said it was so Kiwi. See,
Well, she's on the spot.
I'm a faux
now.
Kiwi. I can't get it.
Serious girls, you really put them on the spot.
Suzzins.
Welcome to Back and Five. How can I help you? Any more questions?
Thank you,
Thank you, hun. I love your shirt. Thank you.
Hi. Obvious question is, who's looking after Trixie at the moment?
Oh, hang on, sorry. Just one thing. Wait, you ladies missed it. Can you turn around?
And you know, nice tush.
I know.
I must say. I say that in a very respectful manner, young lady. You have a very nice bottom.
Right.
I have no opinion.
Yeah, you know you don't.
Who's looking after Trixie at the moment?
You know, honestly, who knows? It's unbelievable what a bad mother Chloe is. Just like, she's around once in a blue moon.
Do you think the next season she might have just disappeared for the whole season? Or?
Oh my God, so dark. Worst storyline ever.
She could have been. Well, she might have forgotten to pick her up.
She's like, it's still day 229.
Yeah. I would always joke about that with the writers, though. You know, I'd go, we never see, there's not a nanny, there's not someone picking her up, dropping her off. You know, they go, we don't care.
Yeah, there's a couple of shows that do that with their dog. It just seems to disappear for months on end. Yeah. No. But my real question was, were you on set when Tom sang All Along the Watchtower? And did you go, wow? All Along the Watchtower, the Bob Dylan song. He played the piano at the end of the first season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I share a trailer with Tom, so I've probably heard him sing that on guitar, on piano, maybe 50 times. Tom will sit on, you know, it's a rectangular trailer, and he's got steps, and I've got steps, and he'll just sit there. And any song you guys have heard, I've heard him rehearse it 1,000, you know, the Nina Simone song. And then when we're in Lux, between takes, he always plays on the piano, and it's stunning and beautiful. And then, anytime we have a guest star on the show who's musically inclined, whether they sing, play, Tom always brings that out in them. And crew members sometimes will sit down with him. So I wish you guys could see the brilliant moments I've seen with Tom.
So he actually played the piano in that bit, because it says that he didn't.
He tinkered, he clunked through the chords, but if we have an intricate song on the day, we bring in a piano player, and you know, they shoot above the hands.
Yeah, but like he knows where his hands
He's
should be.
proficient. He can play. Yeah, he can play. He's not a virtuoso, but you know, he plays. What was his original instrument? I'm blanking.
That's a bit
I'm getting
rude.
him. What?
That's a bit rude. His original instrument. He was the devil.
Not fiddle. I'm getting him and Jesse Spencer confused on that, because they're both. Jesse Spencer plays like 6 instruments. Anyhow.
Glockenspiel?
Do you know who does play the piano?
Was it the Glockenspiel?
In our cast that you'd never think.
Glockenspiel.
What are you saying?
Trixie.
A Menadil.
Why are you yelling at me with a German word?
Menadil, his brother.
I was trying.
So bizarre.
I was trying to give you options. You like another musical.
Reichenstein?
Like a xylophone.
Reichenstein?
Glockenspiel.
You're milking a cow.
No.
Yeah, D.B. Woodside plays the piano. He's classically trained.
Yeah. Really? Yeah. That's stunning. I've never heard him play once.
Yeah.
Not once. 9.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Hi there. My question concerns Lucifer's character. I'm sure you are aware that Lucifer, the morning star, originally refers to Venus, the Greco-Roman goddess. So, how do you think the show's dynamic would have changed if the character of Lucifer was female instead of male, but retained all of his egotistical traits and,
Ooh.
you know...
That's such a good question.
That is a great question. Oh, well, God, the possibilities would just open up a whole other realm. If
Yeah.
You're saying if Lucifer were female.
Yeah.
But I will say Tom has always approached Lucifer as, he says it's a mix of, well, kind of loosely based on Mick Jagger in his younger, and like Bowie when they would wear makeup, and you know, Lucifer is bisexual, so he did bring sort of, he embodied the feminine aspect of his character.
Is that Maze in the back? I'm so sorry. Whoa! Dude, her in the half face right there.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow, cool. Very cool.
Wow. I'm so sorry. I think it would be cool if Lucifer was a woman. I mean, women and men approach things so differently, be it, you know, sex, relationships, anger, even jealousy. It would be really interesting to see that filtered through. I mean, I always toyed with the idea of like, what if God was, you know, female, and instead of being referred to dad throughout the show. But I don't know. I haven't really given that so, you know, as much thought. That would have been interesting for our writers.
It would have been better. No.
Yeah.
Thanks for the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh wait.
Decker.
Savor this moment. Is this happening? I think you're the first full Decker I've seen.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Look at her.
I know,
I can't
she's
believe it,
glorious.
right? Oh, it feels so great.
My question is, if you had to pick another character of Lucifer to switch places with, which one would it be? Like if you had to play a different character.
I'm like, because we did get asked this the other day, so I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. It's a great question. I would like to play. I love playing extreme roles, different roles. So I could see myself even like Dr. Linda. I think it would be fun to play Dr. Linda. Her answer the other day was Lucifer, which is brilliant because it ties into what this gentleman was asking us. So imagine if Maze were playing Lucifer.
You know, in the comic books, she is Queen of Hell at the moment. She's the Lord of Hell.
Really?
Queen of Hell.
Wow. I don't doubt it. I really don't. Yeah, but my answer the other day was Maze. And I'll stick to that because I just think it would be such a fun role, right? It's very physical, it's aggressive, it's sexy. And then there's Decker. No, I'm kidding. I like Decker. But I think it'd be fun to transform into her role.
You look so good.
I know. I love the middle part with the bat. It's so good. I know. Yeah. Oh, no big deal. I'm just throwing a bun.
Hi, so I'm hoping Lucifer does get picked back up, hashtag save Lucifer, but if it did get picked back up, what other show would you like to see a crossover with? Like personally I'd love it to be Supernatural, but I was wondering your opinion.
Seeing as that we are in the DC verse, for me, and only because I want a darker kind of vibe and a grittier kind of show, and that I did guest star in it for one episode and I love the cast, is Gotham. And they did toy in the pilot. They had an idea in the original pilot that they would have a bus with Wayne Enterprises going by, like just in the background, but then that got axed. But I'd say Gotham, because I love that cast. They're amazing, they're like us, they're crazy. Oh, so much fun. And yeah, it's a darker show, so I would want to kind of be a part of that. Yeah.
Is
Handmaid's Tale.
Totally. I want Chloe Decker to go in and arrest those mean husbands in Handmaid's Tale. Yeah, just tase them. Right where it counts. Oh, sorry. Whew, got away with that answer. I have a girl crush on, well, just a crush, right? I don't need to preface it with girl crush. I have a full-on crush on Katie McGrath. This week, I have...
Yeah, come on, Kevin!
There she is. Oh my god, it's happening. So I'm gonna say Supergirl.
Planned this, guys. We're totally planned.
Oh, look at her. Oh, she's beautiful, everybody. Well, I know. What, Lawrence? What do you want?
My question is for Lauren.
Thank you.
I was wondering, as an actress, how you mentally prepared for the role in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when you pulled a gun out from your body. I just wanted to know how you would do that. You know? Did you prepare for it? Was it method?
Look at
at Dan, you duck, laughing in the corner.
Oh, look at that little shot. Listen to me, you Scottish duck. All right.
Who's answered the question?
Freaking limey. I went full method. It's just like training at the gym. I just trained other parts of my bodega.
Great.
That's right.
I've got that in my head now, thank you.
It was not a small gun, so
it was a big one.
I did the work. I did the stretching.
You were ready. I've got that in my head now, go to the toilet. Thank you.
Yeah, and then after I wrapped on that set, I did some Kegels for a few years. I'm back to normal. Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you.
How many takes did it?
He's a real troublemaker, that guy.
Oh my
God. The Brits.
Hi again.
Hi.
Hello, Liz and Walls.
So earlier this year I went to Warner Brothers and got to go on the set of Lucifer. Do you guys wear like special shoes for the flooring, or do you just get to walk on it? Because the visitors have to walk on a special like floor.
Yeah, on which set, huh?
Lucifer's loft.
Oh, in the penthouse. No. And even the crew, they don't have to wear anything, but you know, they wear soft tennis shoes, like with this kind of sole to not scratch the wood. And then if I ever have to wear, it's not often, but if I wear high heels or something, they'll put rubber on the bottom, so more for sound than to protect the floor. And then they put planks like this down. So you can't, you know, if there's lots of beautiful girls in high heels at Lux, we don't want to hear their high heels just clomping. So they put like rubber floors down and stuff. Yeah. What?
Oh, Christian in the front.
What's happening here? That's good.
Hi. You know, obviously Tom being quite comedic, I was wondering, are there any lines that be like ad-libs, or are they all scripted?
A lot of it. Oh. Yeah, a lot of it. And Tom and I have this joke where I gotta say, he will steal my ad-libs quite a bit. So he like tough crowd, yeah. He steals tough crowd. So, you know, I'll throw it out there sometimes in rehearsal, and then he'll try it. But it's like my character, I can't really do the ad-libs, so he'll do them. But Tom's brilliant comedically. He throws out his own original ad-libs all the time, and he's so funny. I don't know if you've seen any kind of...
Oh, I've watched him in Miranda, so...
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so all the time. And they can't keep them all, but if anyone gets to keep them, it's Lucifer, because his character is sort of, you know, it's conducive to that.
So, spoilers for anyone who's not up to date. Obviously, that kryptonite line he made to Tom Welling's character. Do you know if that was ad-lib?
It was.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
I figured it would be.
Yeah. And when Welling had his first day on set, when Tom Welling had his first day on set, in the take, we just, you know, they yelled action, and Tom Welling walks down those big stairs in the precinct, and we all blasted the Superman theme song. And he was mortified. And we just kept the cameras rolling. I wonder if that made the blooper reel. It was really cute though. He was like, oh, you dicks.
My brother had already watched Lucifer and the Tom Welling Revelation episode. He was actually laughing at me because I was like, yeah, just sorry since you were talking about him. The fight scenes for maze can be sort of quite energetic, whereas Decker is more sort of running with the gun out, going grr.
Sorry. It's true.
How much of that was you versus how much is sort of choreographers and stunt doubles, and do you get to try it before they say, yeah, we're all bringing in the stunt doubles, go have lunch?
So with fight scenes, you legally have to have stunt doubles. That's just a policy. Quite a litigious country, America. So they want to make sure that they're covered. But you do, at least with my stuff, and I'm sure with, of course, with yours, we have a stunt department, there's a coordinator, there's a choreographer. I try and be very involved in that portion of it. So in the first season, I trained with Diana Lee Inosanto and her husband, Ron Balicki, and Diana is Bruce Lee's goddaughter. So she's this like really short woman who will kick your ass. And so we gave our original stunt team gave Maze, Lucifer, and Amenadiel 3 very specific fighting styles. So Lucifer, if you think of him as like the guy who could be holding a martini, but you know, beating you up with one hand and then take a puff of the cigarette kind of thing. Amenadiel was more like Neo from, you know, the movies. It's just very straight up and kind of, and then Maze was a brute. Like she would use anything and everything, you know, and she's really fast. So I wanted to really get to know her and get under her skin in that way. And I like that stuff. I do most of my stunts. And I quite enjoy it. And the reason is, it's not just for me, but you know, when you shoot a fight scene, you're shooting it from all different angles, and you have to repeat it over and over again because the camera will move. They'll do your close-ups, they'll do their close-ups, they'll do your, like whoever you're fighting, they'll do wides, and to give them as many usable takes as possible. It helps if it's the actress or actor actually fighting. If it was really hard falls, and of course when I was pregnant, so my standalone episode when Maze is in Canada, I did some of it. Not a lot because I was almost 7 months at that point. But I had an amazing stunt double, Janine, who is such a badass. And then they would take the hard falls. It doesn't, there's no point in you know, hurting yourself or taking those falls when there's someone who's actually trained to fall and, you know, properly and knows how to do that. But that is one thing I will really miss fighting, yeah.
My stuff is pretty easy, but if there's something that isn't, I have an amazing stunt double named Lauren Shaw. So shout out to Lauren Shaw, the two Lauren. Yeah, the two Laurens. She's lovely. And she's a Kiwi.
Yeah,
that's right.
Kiwi American.
Just remember that. Yeah, she was born here. I think, right? Yeah. Yeah. Mine's pretty easy compared to May's, so.
Hi.
Okay.
If there was any, is there any role or TV show that you love that you just jump at the chance to get?
For me, Handmaid's Tale, for sure. It's like one of my favorites. I would love to get on there and play something just completely different. I mean, I can't even, when I sit and I watch that show, I can't even imagine what it is like being a woman, you know, being a handmaid in that situation. And I guess I sort of dabbled somewhat in it on Spartacus because I was a slave and, you know, my chastity was preserved as a gift for some Roman dude. But that show for sure. Yeah, I have a few others.
There's so many. Yeah, I mean, there's so much TV that I love and respect. TV's gone so good, you know. But I love Mindhunters. Yeah, I love that show. It's really great. And I would like to, you know, how, have you guys ever heard of how, like an actor will shadow a director? Like Kevin Alejandro, before he directed our episode of Lucifer, shadowed a few directors. So you just kind of follow them around and you learn a lot, you ask questions, you write down notes, things you want to remember. Well, I would want to shadow the real homicide detectives on First 48, which is a show that we have in the States. I don't know if you guys have it here.
Yes, we do.
Do you? Awesome. So I think that, and
I probably want to do SNL. Like just do like one thing of SNL. Do like, let's bring Les and Loz to SNL. Les and Loz, the talk show.
Sure. But I mean, I could think of, probably you could show me any TV show and I could find a role on that show that I would love to go do, or a guest spot, like where you don't even recognize me, you know, just something like that. I love it.
So, fortuitously, we have time for one more question.
Hi, my name's James.
Hi, James.
Yeah. Firstly, I just saying thanks for coming to Christchurch and seeing everyone here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Secondly, have you ever had a weird interaction with your fans or other cast members? The weirdest interaction you've ever had? Yeah.
Well, Leslie had a little too much wine last night and grabbed one of my tapas.
I wasn't drunk.
What's new? Love.
That's me every Tuesday.
I know. I'm trying to think. I mean, if things get weird with the van, it's usually pretty harmless, and you can see that either they're just nervous or they're having a bad day. You know, it's. I will say recently, not to like get into too much detail, but you know, it's funny because I normally don't see negative stuff and I don't pay attention to it, and there's been a little of that lately online, and it's like, oh man, you have to check your ego, right? You see a comment that's mean or whatever, and you know, she and I have been talking about that quite a bit. It's like, it's just something you've got to deal with. You know, it comes with the territory, and you gotta just know that those people are not the kind of people you want to put your energy to. And you know, I don't sit on my computer and make fun of people, but some people do that, and I'll just choose to ignore them. But yeah, and then this one is always grabbing my bum on set, but I love it. I don't think
It's there.
It's there.
Like an Angus beef steak.
Is it marbled?
Is that?
I don't even eat.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah.
Eat it.
Tender. I haven't really. I mean, you know what is crazy is you know, people can sometimes feel through social media that they know you know, and that then gives them permission to kind of get into your personal space or touch you or whatever. And for the most part, it's coming from a place of just they're really excited to meet you, and that's fine. I mean, Lord help the fan that like grabs my ass, or I'm just saying, I am trained. I will cut you. Be warned. No, but like for the most part, it's so harmless. I mean, the strangest thing for me wasn't even a fan interaction. It was some very lovely gentleman from Italy who, at a con I did somewhere, I don't even remember, but he showed up and he had my face tattooed on his arm. And it's so strange. I mean, for me, as Napier, as this character I played on Spartacus. And you obviously you feel so honored. You go like, whoa. At the same time, I go, man, I love Meryl Streep. I'm not getting a face on my butt. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that is just Helen Mirren. Yeah, totally.
That's my next tattoo. Just Sophie's choice when she has to make the decision.
So in that way, I sort of like, that's strange, but then also very complimentary, and you're like, it's sort of a weird, yeah. But everyone here and in New Zealand has been lovely. Thank you very much for not grabbing my butt.
But can I just say, on Hawaii Five-0, Alex O'Loughlin, the lead, McGarrett, got the creepiest gifts sent to him from female fans. I can't even say something.
Was it you?
Are you sure?
Yes, that's right.
She goes, I would have sent it to Scott.
Oh yeah. I bet Scott's got some. So that stuff does go down, and it can be like really creepy. But
well, thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Why? What are you sending us?
Yeah, what are you? What?
Like I feel like you're doing like undercover. Like
he was like, oh, good.
Hold my
can't work here.
You didn't get it yet.
Yeah, no, you can just see
Your
it now.
package is on its
What's
way.
your weirdest fan interaction? Okay, hold my beer. Here I come. And on that note, it is with a slight masochistic twist that I have to say I'm going to miss you guys.
Aww.
So Christchurch, please show your appreciation one more time to the ladies of Lucifer, Lesley-Ann and Lauren. Or should I say Les and Loz?
Les and Loz.